I can still clearly remember leveling up my first character in World of Warcraft Vanilla, back when it was just World of Warcraft, long before Burning Crusade was even a thing, and I remember getting to Burning Steppes and Searing Gorge, questing through Blackrock Mountain and doing the dungeons like Blackrock Depths, Upper Blackrock Spire, Lower Blackrock Spire, and just being so obsessed with the Dark Iron Dwarves and their lore. I really wanted to play as one of these guys, but it just wasn't possible. It's why I ultimately created my very first Dwarf Hunter, because it was the closest thing I could get to feeling like a Dark Iron Dwarf. Well, ahoy there folks, I'm Captain Benzie, and in today's video I'm going to show you how you can live my old dream of playing as a Dark Iron Dwarf in World of Warcraft, because these were added as an allied race to the Alliance, and they are really easy to unlock and really quick to unlock. In addition to that, you'll get a load of really cool transmogs, both for your new character and for your existing characters, and a couple of really cool mounts that you can use on other characters as well. Here's how it all works. So first things first then, why would you even bother unlocking a Dark Iron Dwarf? Well, other than the fact that they are just freaking badass, they've got some really cool abilities, and some of those aren't even actually abilities in the purely game sense. So, Dark Iron Dwarves, they are these stout guys who grew up in Blackrock Mountain. They are heavily attuned to the element of fire. There's a lot of backstory with Ragnaros the Fire Lord, the Molten Core raid, which was the first tier of raid ever in World of Warcraft. You've got obviously dungeons like Upper Blackrock Spire, Lower Blackrock Spire, Blackrock Caverns, Blackwing Caverns, Blackwing Descent. There's like 6-7 different dungeons that these guys feature in, and they're just really cool. If you unlock these guys, you can play as Warrior, which I think fits really nicely, although the Dark Irons are known in their backstory for being a little bit more sneaky and liking to fight at range. Therefore, Hunter does also make sense, and having the Lava Hounds is just really cool too. Mage also works. Thaurissan was technically a mage, a fire mage, I suppose, and again, that fits that fire theme. Rogue, Priest, Warlock, these are a little bit less usual. I suppose Warlock makes a lot of sense as well. Again, Flame and sort of the Dark Iron history. Paladin, I suppose they now have joined the Alliance, they're following the light. Doesn't really fit in my eyes, but that's just me. We've got Monk, we've got Death Knight, and of course we have Shaman. To me, Shaman just works so well for a Dark Iron Dwarf, because you can be casting all these magma-related spells. You've got your Flame Burst, Flame Shock, your Lava Burst, all this kind of stuff. Doing a fire-based Dark Iron Shaman is exactly what I always wanted to do, and now have done it. But what about their racial traits? Well, they've got some really cool ones. First of all, the ability to remove harmful effects to empower you. This is an ability that will take away some of the negatives that can hurt you and instead turn them into positive buffs, which is really freaking powerful. You can move faster indoors. They are dungeoneers. They're used to living in Blackrock Mountain, so you get a speed boost when you are on foot indoors, and that works really nicely in dungeons. It works in combat, which means if you need to get out of the way of AoE effects, you have that little bit of extra speed to do so. Really cool. Blacksmithing skill increased and crafts faster, so when you hit craft an item, it actually pings and the bar fills a little bit quicker, and you have a higher starting blacksmith skill, so if you want to be a blacksmith, really good race to start with. Then we have the reduce physical damage taken. They have a slight resistance to all physical damage. They are stout, they are sturdy. Now you notice I've skipped over the mole machine here. Summon a mole machine to transport through the earth. This is so cool. It's on a 30-minute timer, and it makes this mole machine burrow out of the ground. You can then use that to transport yourself immediately to Stormwind, to Ironforge, or even to Shadowforge City. Yes, if you roll a Dark Iron Dwarf, you get to go back to Blackrock Depths, back to Shadowforge City, where basically you get to do a lot. That's where a lot of your stuff is, and you can just explore it and run around it. That was so cool to me. So that's what the Dark Iron Dwarfs are. How do you unlock them? Unlocking an allied race in World of Warcraft is usually a two-step procedure. The first step is to acquire a particular achievement, and then the second step is to complete the required recruitment quest for that particular race. Now, in this case, for the Dark Iron Dwarves, the achievement that you need is available through Battle for Azeroth, and it's called Ready for War. Now, the Dark Irons are actually a bit of an unusual one here, in that Ready for War can be earned on either Horde or Alliance side. Because obviously the Dark Iron Dwarves are an Alliance race, I'm going to be showcasing in this video how to do Ready for War on the Alliance side. But if you've already got Ready for War, and I do recommend you check this, log into one of your characters if you've quested through Battle for Azeroth already, type in Ready for War into the achievement search bar. If you have it, you can already skip ahead to straight away just doing the requestment line. So jump ahead in the video and I'll take you through that bit. If you've done it Horde side, you'll already have the achievement here. If you've done it Alliance side, you'll already have the achievement here. If you're looking to do this on Horde side, however, it's worth noting I'll be covering that in my Magheart Orc video because it's the same requirement. So once you've done Ready for War on either Alliance or Horde, you're ready to unlock Magheart Orc and Dark Iron Dwarf. Anyway, what does it actually entail? If you've not already done it, how on earth do you do it? Because there are actually a couple of hiccups along the way on this one, doing it in modern times, that are worth talking about. Well, the first step is to get the 3 war footholds done. This is the Battle for Azeroth part of the Battle for Azeroth expansion that has Alliance characters going to Zuldazar and has the Horde characters going to Kul Tiras. It's where you actually get to swap and see the other faction side of things. Once you're about level 35, you come here to the Harbour Master's office in Borealis. It's here on the map. You can see where I'm standing right now, though it's a position you should be familiar with anyway. Here you're going to speak with Gen Greymane. He will have a questline that will direct you to come out of the Harbour's office onto the boat that is docked right here. And this is where you will be spending a lot of your time picking up quests. Do make sure that you have legacy quests turned on. To do this, open your map or your quest log. Let's open up the quest log. Then we click on the little magnifying glass here and make sure that we have trivial quests highlighted. You're basically going to do every single quest that this showcases. This will have you first of all going to your choice of Nazmir, Voldun, or Dazara Law, and then you will go through all 3 of those. There'll be a quest where you then have to go on an island expedition tutorial. Make sure you do that. Basically, just do every single quest you can from these characters on this boat. It's worth noting that Matthias Shaw here does have a series of quests, like Against Overwhelming Odds here, that have you killing other players. You never need to be doing any of these. These ones you can just ignore. They are not important. If we open up the achievement list again, you can see it's going to be the Nazmir Foothold, Zuldazar Foothold, and the Voldun Foothold that come first. After that, you are then going to start getting quest lines that send you back to those areas from these guys here. This will eventually end around about level 50. You'll find that you've got no more quests from any of these guys, and you're kind of stuffed as to where to go next. Once you hit level 50, a quest should automatically pop that has you come straight back here. It'll just pop up on the side here as you're doing level 50, and it'll direct you back. If it doesn't, there is one final step that you're just going to have to complete ahead of time, and that's worth spending a brief moment to talk about over here. Now, if you played through Battle of Azeroth, you should have done the Heart of Azeroth questlines with Magni Bronzebeard that get you the Heart of Azeroth necklace. Those are well worth obviously doing, just any way to experience it all. But around about here somewhere, if you are, it's this guy here. Once you hit level 50, in fact it's available a lot earlier, there will be a questline that this guy gives to send you down to Silithus to do the Heart of Azeroth. All you need to do is just unlock the pendant so that you can equip it. It's a neck piece. Once you've got that, feel free to unequip it and shove it in your bags and never look at it ever again. But once you've done that, you should have the missions on the boat available for you to continue. Once you have done all of those quest lines, you will have the Ready for War achievement and be ready to move to step 2 of the Dark Iron recruitment process. So at this point, you should have the Ready for War achievement already completed in your achievement log. Again, whether you completed it Alliance side or Horde side simply does not matter. With the achievement in hand, you are going to need a level 50 Alliance character. come here to the Stormwind Embassy. If I open my map, you can see it's here at the very north of the city. If you can fly, it's nice and easy to get to. For ground mounts, you've got to come all the way through the Dwarven District, out the back here to where Chromie is, and it's just beyond in here. Now, with the achievement in hand, at level 50, Isa Cloudsinger should have a quest for you to start recruiting the Dark Iron Dwarves. It's a really simple quest line that just basically has you go to Shadowforge City, speak to Moira for a little bit, and just do a couple of quick back and forth. I think it's about 4 quests. It took me less than an hour, well less than an hour to do. It's good fun, and then it unlocks the Dark Iron Dwarves themselves. You can now log out, create your Dark Iron Dwarf, and off you go to have fun with your brand new character. But that's not where things end. Once you hit level 50 with a Dark Iron Dwarf character, they have heritage armor. That's what you're seeing me wearing at the moment as I'm running around. It should be noted that that heritage armor is only available if you naturally level your new Dark Iron Dwarf from level 10, which is the level they start at, all the way to level 50. If you use a race change to turn a character that is already level 50 or higher into a Dark Iron Dwarf, it will not meet the requirements. If you were to create a Dark Iron Dwarf, then use a character boost up to level 60, that character will not meet the requirements. You will not be able to get the heritage armor. It is worth leveling up a Dark Iron Dwarf from 10 to 50 from scratch. Now, if you have race changed into Dark Iron Dwarf, or if you've already used a level up, don't worry too much. Just create a new Dark Iron Dwarf, rush it to 50 as quickly as you can through legitimate means like questing and dungeons, and at level 50, you will get a quest to bring you back here to Shadowforge City. Now, if you're not sure how to get to Shadowforge City, I've just shown you there is a mole machine outside the embassy. Of course, you can open up your spellbook, and you can use the mole machine racial that the Dark Iron Dwarves already have, and that will bring you here as well. It's at this point you should speak to Anvilfane Third Garden here. He will have a quest line to teach you how to make this really cool looking armor set. The armor set is exclusive to Dark Iron Dwarves, so you can't use this on your other characters unfortunately, but it does look absolutely amazing. And the sword and the axe and shield that I have are then available straight after that quest line. There will be a further quest line that has you run around and get these different transmogs too. And if I open up my weapons here, if I go into appearances and into weapons, into staves, I think it is, although I may not be able to actually see this on this particular character. No, I should be able to. There we are. It also has this unlock as well, which is a staff. This means if you're playing Survival Hunter or a caster, you still can have this really badass looking Dark Iron weapon. Again, remember that all of this stuff is transmog. It doesn't appear as items in your bag. Once you've unlocked it, it will just start showing up in your appearances. If you go into sets and scroll all the way down to the bottom of this, you'll have the Heritage of the Dark Iron set here. That's what it looks like with the helmet on. And then obviously if you go into the different items, you've seen how to see the stave, but if I was then to go into two-handed axes, is down here, sorry, or even one-handed axis, I think it comes under. There we have the Lava Forge Hacker, and then under shields, you'll have this one as well, the Lava Forge Bulwark. Really cool items. Those are not exclusive to Dark Iron, which is the really cool thing about this. Those can actually be used on any character, including Horde characters. So if you like the look of that axe and that shield, you can get them. It's also worth noting that by unlocking the Dark Iron Dwarves, you have the Dark Iron Corehound available as a mount for all of your Alliance characters, and I do mean all of them. And once you've done the quest line for the various transmog weapons, you'll also get a really cool quest line to unlock Grimhowl, one of the coolest looking mounts in the game, completely, sadly, exclusive to Dark Iron Dwarves. Whereas the Corehound can be ridden by anyone, Grimhowl can only be ridden by Dark Iron Dwarves. And again, you'll come through here, you'll be given a quest by, I think, the Anvilfane gives it to you. That's such a hard word to say. It'll have you run through this part of Shadowforge City and speak to the trainer out here on the bridge. He'll have you do some quests to bond with Grimhowl, which are some of the sweetest quests ever, and then this mount is suddenly yours to ride around Azeroth on, and it just looks amazing, and it gets some really cool mounted animations that I won't spoil for you here. You can look those up in other videos if you really want to see them, but I do recommend, if you're into your Dark Iron Dwarves, do those quests, get the heritage armor, get both mounts, get the weapons. There's so much cool stuff going on here, and I love the fact that you can see them try to train the core hounds here to like play dead, to sit, and so on. Really good fun, well worth the time investment, as it's not particularly long at all. Anyway, folks, that's been how to unlock the Dark Iron Dwarves, why you would want to unlock them, how you actually do it, and all the extras on top of that. Hopefully you'll have fun, you'll enjoy your new character race. This has become my new Alliance main. I just love playing as a Dark Iron Dwarf. It's so freaking cool. Anyway, folks, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. If you found this useful, you're obligated to subscribe to the channel for more content. Otherwise, happy sailing, and see you all in Azeroth.